Hey all, hope you guys are great. It's so interesting right now. I think all of us are kind of getting with the reality of things and realizing it's not just going to be over as soon as quickly as we hoped it would be. But so this is kind of an amazing time, and I know some of you guys are getting sick of me calling this the season of opportunity. But I can't come from any other direction because I see so much opportunity every week. And part of that is because I'm so blessed to get to talk to so many incredibly creative, resourceful, and innovative people every week. I talk to people all week long who are entrepreneurs, who are the quintessential idea makers, right? So this is a time to get incredibly resourceful and creative about what you do and how you make this work, and not just how to make this work, but how to make what's going on for you better than ever. So I was on a call with my group of entrepreneurs who I meet with every week, and one of the things we were talking about is like, how did we get, like, what's this mindset of being an entrepreneur? What's this thing of that keeps us going and engaging with everything that we do? And the sentence that kept coming up over and over is like, when you were told, like as a kid or as a young adult, that something can't be done, how did you react? And for all of us, was it, watch me, I'm gonna do it. So whenever somebody says to you it can't be done, I hope your first reaction is, watch me, I'm gonna do it. And that's so fantastic in this time because you can't rely on all the normal stuff that's working. So now it's all about, okay, how can I get incredibly creative and resourceful and committed to make this work? Because you might try 25 different things and, it might take 50 tries to make it work, but then something works. So some of my favorite examples of some of my clients this week who got incredibly creative, and some of them are in the worst industries, right? And some of these might not be that new of an idea, but it really worked for them. As in, like, I have some friends who have an event industry and they did all their stuff virtual. And you're saying, well, that may not be that interesting, but they played music together virtually, and they all dressed up and they all like sang songs together. And, this was a really new way of getting together. So then I have this client who's got a restaurant chain, and he does the same thing everybody else. He does the drive-through, the delivery and all that stuff, but then he added, like, everybody can just come in and buy their favorite ingredients right here. And then we're also going to teach them how to do this. So we're going to have virtual classes for people how to make their favorite foods with us. And like, one of my other favorite examples is a client of mine who has a chain of haircutting places, like high-end salons. She's like, we get barraged all day long with people who really want to figure out, how can I do my hair? Because everybody, we're on Zoom calls all day, we look like crap, the hair is growing down to the whatever, and how do we solve this? So she has a hair maintenance salon now where she teaches people via Zoom, or her staff does, how do you maintain your hair? How do you, like, snip here and clip there and do whatever you can do so you actually don't end up looking like cave woman? So there's some really fun stuff happening out there. And, it takes a little bit of guts because who knows how it's going to come out. But hey, it's better than just sitting there and seeing how it's coming out. Wow, you guys are awesome. Jamie's here, and John is here, and Luke is here, and Stacy is here. Thanks, you guys, for dialing in, because this is kind of my funnest part. So, and then another client who has an event rental business. He was talking about how, well, nobody's having events, but there's still small events happening. So he's doing event in a box. So he's putting together everything a person needs to put together an event, and ships it to them. So all I'm saying is, there's so many ways to make this work that you haven't really thought about. But what it takes is to be incredibly committed and to just have this mindset of, watch me, I'll make it happen, no matter how many people tell me it can't be done. So this is kind of the most creative of times that we've had in a long time. And I think it's going to change the industry forever. And one amazing thing that could be a huge opportunity for everybody is to really look at, what's this thing you're doing? because everybody talks about pivoting and talking about, how can I make what I'm doing relevant to the situation so I can still be in business? And that's all good and wonderful. But the most important thing about that is, how can you do that and strengthen what you already got? So really finding that one thing in what you're doing that still applies to what's happening right now, but it doesn't derail. It's not like you're doing a 180. Maybe you're just doing a little bit of a swerve, but you can keep coming back to the thing that defines you, your identity as a company, your identity as a business. So when you think about, how can I figure this out? How can I be creative? The most important thing is that you don't detour. You just want to keep the direction in mind, and then pick that one thing that works better than anything else right now. So these are just a few ideas of how to stay resourceful in this time, because it's really, you have all the resources. You're already strong where you are, but how can you keep getting resourceful every single day so this actually works out great for you? And you guys are all creatives, so keep relying on that incredibly creative side of you. Keep tapping into, how can I make this happen, and how can I keep my energy and my mindset strong every single day? And then, of course, if we're talking about mindset, what is that thing that you keep doing? Because there's so much negative information out there right now, and who knows actually what's true, right? This is kind of the other thing. It's like, okay, we can have 30 different sources and they all say something different. So what's really important is to find your own truth in this. So what's the truth you want to get up with every morning? What's that thing you want to focus on for your day that makes you a better human? And I think that's our overall opportunity here, to be better humans. So, maybe for some of you that's going to be all about business, but I'd encourage you to really think about, what's going to make me better as a human, what's going to make me better as a business owner, and bring those two together. One of my clients who builds shelters, not emergency shelters, but prefab homes that go into backyards, he got this incredible opportunity to work with the city to build like small houses that's going to prevent the housing crisis that's going to come up. So there is all this, there are all these pieces you can find. You just have to keep looking for them. But I think the most important thing about that is, get up every morning and look at yourself and ask yourself, who am I? What's my DNA, right? Is my DNA to just look for how this can't work, or how I'm screwed, or how this is going to be the end of the world? Or is my DNA, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm like naturally creative, resourceful, and whole, and I'm going to figure this out? And check in with that, like who are you at the core frequently? Because that's really the difference of, am I going to make it or not? And you know what? I would have to say, every single one of my clients, I am so proud of them, because they are doing phenomenally. Everybody is finding opportunity in this crisis, and everybody is staying really focused and aligned with who they are at the core. So that's what I want to encourage you guys to do this week. I hope everybody is well. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you next week.